111 all, final seconds. Josh Hart, who's been so huge in this series with his three-point shooting. Brunson to Hart. 24 ticks to go, and the Knicks are up by 3. Desperation for Philly. And the way this series has gone, who knows? Buddy Hield, however, for overtime, not there. Knicks win in 6 games. They win this game 118-115. Goodbye, Philadelphia. Goodbye and good luck. Great to have you with us from our Delta MSG studios. Bill Pito along with Alan Hahn and Wally Zerbiak.
It's fired up.
Yes, Knicks are moving on. Knicks in Indiana.
I am Embiid.
Knicks in Indiana. Game 1 is Monday night. Game at 7:30. Hour-long pregame right here at 6:30. So the Knicks advance. And say what you want about Jalen Brunson. I don't know if words can do justice to what we've seen from him, Alan, but he scored 14 points. 14 points in the final 6:25 to lead the Knicks to the win. They got help from a lot of guys. Hart hit a big shot, but Brunson was phenomenal down the stretch.
Jalen Brunson gave you a historic performance in the first round of the playoffs this year and needed every single bit of it because he was an all-star by himself going up against 2 all-stars on the other side, and he carried this team on his back to winning this series and moving on now as they continue to try to win a championship this season. And what he has done is something that goes back to like Benard King against the Detroit Pistons back in '84. That kind of prolific scoring, the assists in this game as well, 41 points, 12 assists. His last couple of games, 47 and 10, 40 and 6, 41 and 12. What more can you say about him? Well, how about we stop trying to doubt what he can do as a player? And then, of course, Wally, what we talked about in the pregame was the most important part, which is the rest of the team around him coming up with big performances.
Well, we have never doubted him as a player. Let's just start with that. A lot of others have.
Yes, that can stop
We
now.
know how good Jalen Brunson is because we watch him every single night, but he continues to raise the bar every single night. This is the personification of a team. Just like New York, grind it out, grit, stay together, do everything possible to get the win. And this was not easy because Philly would not go away. And this game was back and forth. So much fun to watch. The emotions were like roller coasters. Bill Pito's out of his mind in the green room.
You know what, though, Wally? When it was winning time,
I thought I was very
Jalen Brunson.
When it was winning time, Jalen Brunson stepped up, took his game to another level, and said, I know what happened in Game 5. We are not losing this game.
Yep, and everyone else stepped up, too. Guys that have been struggling in the series, Dante DiVincenzo had his best game of the series.
Getting where he was.
OG Anunoby looking for a shot. I mean, they pretty much played 5 guys, only got 5 points off the bench. He continued to get better and better and better. He almost went for 40 for the last 4 games of this series. Philadelphia, you have not figured out how to guard Jalen Brunson. That's the headline.
I mean, again, this is Benard King-like. Benard King did this in the '84. His 4 40-point performances. You're right. Jalen's 1 point off of doing something like that, which is, again, never been done in franchise history. I mean, Benard King, one of the great scorers in the history of this franchise and the history of the sport. And Jalen Brunson doing that in this series really it tells you everything you need to know about his ability to be a 1A. He is most definitely a 1A.
And on the other side, Joel Embiid, another rough fourth quarter for him. Only 2 points for Embiid with his season on the line in the fourth quarter. Knicks, Wally, in the first quarter were up 33-11. The lead went the other way. They were down by 10 in the third quarter. After all that happened, Wally, in Game 5, you're thinking, oh, my goodness. But, of course, they bounced back. It was 83 apiece. What else after 3 quarters of play before the Knicks iced it down the stretch?
Yeah, big-time move by OG, not settling for the 3, 4-point game at that point. And there's that guy who just was brought out of, revived from the dead. Buddy Hield just nailing threes all over the place. 1-point game. Jalen Brunson, beautiful pass from DiVincenzo. We're going to take a look at that on the Wally wall. Now the Knicks starting to get separation. 6-point lead. Then Jalen Brunson in the lane, pull up, 8-point lead. Okay, so maybe the Knicks are going to coast to victory. No.
Look at this.
OG Anunoby. And one, but he missed the free throw. That was huge.
It's a big story we got to talk about. Free throws in the next round.
1-point game. Then there's the Kelly Oubre tip jam that cuts the lead to 1. So now this game is close. Oubre, that's a rough way to get a foul.
Looking up at his Villanova banners right there.
Yeah, but he should have been concentrating on making the free throw because he missed it. Still a 3-point game. So that was called the right call. That was a goaltend, and he made the free throw tie game. And then how about this play? Josh Hart wanted to rotate
Who
it.
else?
14 seconds left on the shot clock, but in rhythm, great look. Nothing but net.
Third
so
three
now
of the
the
game.
Knicks have to play the foul game. And that was their idea, to play the foul game.
See,
They
there
fouled
goes.
the previous possession. I don't know what Buddy Hield was thinking.
We didn't have any time left.
Deuce
he
was
had like
going to
2 or
foul
3
and then backed
seconds.
off because he didn't want to get an N1 on that one.
Maybe
so.
Buddy Hield was trying to draw the foul and get 3 free throws. That's a possibility. Good sportsmanship by the coaches, shaking hands. An epic series comes to an epic conclusion with the New York Knickerbockers going on to play Tyrese Halliburton and the Indiana Pacers. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right, offensive rebounds were key. 16 for the Sixers, but more importantly, 20 for the Knicks. They seem, like always, to get every loose ball. And here now is Nick Nurse post-game as his team's season is over.
Yeah, I mean, I think, listen, give both teams a lot of credit for the way they fought and played. I give them some credit for hitting a huge 3 in 3 of the wins, right? You know, at the end, you know, the series probably could have went the exact opposite the way it did, but it didn't. So congratulate them for ending up on the positive side of it.
What do you say to your players after losing a game like that, a series like
Just said I was proud of them because I thought they fought. I mean, that's all I've ever said is that when we get out there, we're going to fight, and we're going to, no matter what the score is and how many guys are out or injured or whatever's going on, we got to go out there and fight. And they certainly did that in this series and for the majority of the season.
All right, so what's amazing about this 6-game series, Knicks total points, 650. Phillies total points, 649. That's how tight this was.
Thin
amazing.
margin. Thin
Amazing,
margin.
amazing, amazing.
It really
this
has
was
been.
a real joy to watch, I'll tell you.
I'll tell you, what also we saw late as we were going through the fourth quarter roll with Wally, that I noticed also in some of the late execution, the Knicks clearly learned from Game 5. Like what happened at the end of Game 5, they were much more on point with exactly what they wanted to do and how they wanted to do it. The only thing missing was, you know, the free throw problem, which they missed a couple.
They made their last 4, though.
But they made them ones that
DiVincenzo and Brunson made
those
them when
were
they
big,
needed to.
right? But you saw a team that realized, okay, lock in, let's put this away, because the Sixers were not going to let go of the rope. They were going to fight you all the way to the end, and that's what makes a great series.
I know. It was an outstanding series. Every game went right down to the wire. Every game was big-time shot making on both ends of the floor, both sides of the floor, different guys stepping up, and that's the beauty of a team in a 7-game series. You're going to make adjustments. You're going to prepare for stopping Maxey tonight, and as a result, he was not the guy, and other guys stepped up. They made shots. They also kept Tobias Harris in check.
He
had
didn't
19.
score.
He didn't score.
2 starters, 0 points.
I mean, that's a
Well,
rough.
Buddy Hield did have 17 in the second quarter.
Yeah,
And
right.
Foon had a
42
big
bench
game.
And that's what happens as a team.
Yep.
Someone's going to step up. But overall, I'll tell you, the guts of this Knicks team, it's incredible. They absolutely embody the DNA of Tom Thibodeau as a coach, and they play exactly the way Tom Thibodeau type players play.
Let's also point out that DiVincenzo guarded Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah.
And Tyrese Maxey had an off game. Only
6 of 18.
6 of 18. Did finish with 17 points, but not even close to his impact from the preceding couple of games, that's for sure.